One of the biggest issues in the mountains, and of course it isn't limited to the mountains, but it kind of starts in the mountains and has to do with water. And this is an issue that thankfully is on many people's minds, and certainly in Alberta, it's an issue that affects people not just in Alberta, but right across the country, because so much water comes from the Rockies. But it's a matter of the quantity of the water, but it's also a matter of the quality of the water. And with with climate change, how that water is being released from the mountains, how quickly, how is it in a controlled manner, or is it just these massive spring runoffs that seem to be sort of more violent each year? So water has to be one of the biggest issues in the mountains. I think another issue that is really important, although it's not so much an issue particularly in Alberta, but globally, one of the things that is happening in mountain areas is that the languages, the dialects are being lost. Because if you think about many places in the world where there are mountain communities, traditionally, the communities lived in those valleys, and it was difficult or impossible for them to move from one valley to another. I mean, they were self-contained, so the language evolved differently in each of those valleys. So from one valley to the next, for example, in the Trentino region in Italy, even though it's the Trentino region of Italy, so everyone to some extent speaks Italian, there are all these really wonderful linguistic differences, and with those differences come stories and traditions and culture, and they are disappearing. I think it is really, from a cultural and historical perspective, quite sad, loss of language.